What's up, everybody? What it do? Welcome to the LIVE. Welcome to the live. Got a wonderful mango smoothie here. Feeling good, feeling great. Excuse me. I just checked my views on YouTube. I have over 14,000 views. That may sound little, but little things can cause a big reaction. Think about like how a cat, or think about how a mouse can make a human jump. Think about how a chihuahua can cause a lot of noise, or even how a roach can cause people to scream. There's so much into it, man. It's a real thing. So everyone that is here, whether you're in the future or in the present, sorry, you saw me blowing my nose. It's a human action. I don't think I ever really give an intro to these lives, so I'm gonna start doing that now. My name is Jared Cinco. I am a photographer, videographer, YouTuber, artist, musician. To simply put it, I'm a multi-dimensional being that sees life on a different scale than the norm. And my goal in this life is to not only provide balance, embrace change, but also, what's good, Cuzzo? But also embrace or project elevation. What does elevation mean? Elevation means that it doesn't matter if you high or if you low, if you stagnant, no matter whichever way in life you're feeling right now. You can elevate that path that you are in to make you a better person, to allow you to develop greater characteristics, and also give you the chance to be a better version of you. Excuse me. Hey, this mango smoothie is hitting. Oh God. No cap. Hey, if you're in the live, if you're here, please like the video. Please like the live. Like it. It's free. It is free to support. It does not cost no money. Please like it. We are on the road to 1K. I can officially say that now because we're over 200. So we're on the road to 1K right now. So if you're here, please like the video. I damn near forgot what I titled the video. But the main thing that I want you to understand is the phrase I try versus the phrase I train. The phrase I got to versus I get to. The power of your words. So, I hope y'all hear me clearly. Throughout my life, I have understood that the phrases and words that we say can not only destruct others or destroy others, my bad, but can also destroy ourselves. And because the words we say can destroy ourselves, that ultimately means we're slowly destroying our future, slowly destroying our possible chances of being more wealthy, being more healthy, and being more wise. Now, here's the thing when it comes to words as well. Because I'm speaking English, I'm speaking in ways that can provide magic. Let's just say that. The words that I say can be magical, or the words can I say be destructive. The words that I say can be heavenly, or the words that I say can be demonic. So I'm I'm at the park where the shade is at so my phone don't overheat. I want y'all to understand your words are a representation of your vibration and your ability to receive abundance. So for instance, we've all in life have spoken something into existence. Everyone has done it before. Everyone has had the ability to speak life or speak death onto someone else. That's what you call either being a hater or being a supporter. People get to choose what they want to be because they choose to have that will, choose to have that power to go that direction. Now, before anyone becomes a leader, they have to be a follower. Now, how does a good follower become established? A good follower becomes established between two different ideas. One idea is from following a leader that isn't supportive to his or her followers, or following someone who is in alignment with supporting the people that's following him or her. And I want y'all to understand, you are your biggest hater. There is no one else in this world can hate you more than you. Because here's the thing. I firmly believe that every human being that we interact with, every family member we have, every aspect of a human being, we are all different. Wow, that's crazy. We are all different reflections of each other. Thank you to everyone who's in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Someone said hello to all of my reptilians. That's crazy. Or is it crazy? I've gotten to the point where, like, I want to change the word crazy out of my vocabulary for certain things, because you may think shit crazy, but then when you sit back and just really look at it, you be like, is it really crazy? Because a lot of us react out of a reptilian mind state. Fight, flight, fornicate, or freeze. A lot of us do that shit. Simply because we don't know how to, another F word, we don't know how to be free. We don't know how to formulate. So meaning taking energy and putting it into a form that we can use. Or another F is I can't think of another F word, so I ain't gonna keep pushing it. So at first I was gonna put a picture of like Martin Luther King as the thumbnail for this, but I was like, nah, it's not it, because it's nothing to say like Martin Luther King ain't speak things into existence, because he definitely did. We have people, we have all different forms of races working together. We have all different forms of races in schools together. He manifested that into existence. He believed in himself enough that he can speak something to over millions of people and allow their consciousness to align with his. So his idea came true. The words we say is based off our belief system. So one of the affirmations I say every day is, I am incredibly wealthy and I am incredibly rich. Someone who says I try often don't believe that they are able to do it. So if I'm on the court, I use basketball as a reference for a lot because I play ball. If I'm on the court and I haven't seen myself make 5 shots in a row, I'm gonna say, let me try to make at least 2. Let me try. But if I switch the perspective and say, I'm training right now, this is what I'm here for, that changes your perspective of, damn, I'm not good enough, to, yeah, we finna become greater. Changing your I got to I get to changes the perspective of the vibration that you are projecting into your universe. YOU, which is you, represents your own universe. So the more you get to understand how you are expressing yourself in your universe, and the universes inside of you, the multiverses inside of you, the worlds inside of you, the angels, the spirits, the demons, the gods and goddesses inside of you, the more you're able to speak life, speak abundance, the more you're able to bring that into your life. Now here's the thing though, I may look glossy right now because I did just get off work, but don't worry about that. Hear me out. There's this thing called quantum healing. I firmly believe every day I'm putting myself in a regressive state, which means going back into my own mind or body and quantumly healing my own ancestors through my voice, through my actions, and through my thoughts. How is this possible? I'm gonna give you a story. So earlier today, I spoke to a spirit within me. And it was a very aggressive spirit at first. I was like, damn, why you so, nigga, what's wrong with you? Why you being such an op right now? Like, if you gonna be an op, don't say it in the background all quiet. Talk your shit. Say it loud and proud. So this op then, or this opposing force within myself then was like, I don't like being ignored, or more importantly, he said, I don't like being alone. I don't like when people leave me. And then I had to ask, like, okay, who left you? What the hell happened to you? He then said, my partner left me. And when he said my partner, I was like, okay, are you a masculine or a feminine aspect of this? Are you a masculine or feminine energy? Because what y'all don't understand is your thoughts is not only yours, but it's an accumulation of all of your ancestors speaking to you in your own voice. And the only time you hear their voice is when you thinking you tripping, when you hear another voice, when really it's just your ancestors actually speaking to you in their own voice. So understand this. This spirit didn't like how its previous partner, his previous lover, left him. And it left him angry. It left him feeling like as if he wasn't worth the love that he wanted to receive. And I had asked him, if you're angry right now, what would you do if that same partner was to come to you? Like, we could bring them forward right now. He said, I'll get mad and punch her, because why the fuck she leave me? I'm like, bro, what? Why are you trying to punch her? What's wrong with you? He said, because this is the only way I feel like I can let out my anger. And I had to tell him, like, you understand anger is an emotion. He said, yeah. And I also said, if you know that anger is an emotion, why would you project it onto someone else knowing it's not going to heal anything? He went quiet. And as he went quiet, excuse me, I had then said, if you're able to project anger, aggression in a physical force, why not try to do it in a different way that can be more passionate and more understanding for the person you're giving this energy to? He then said, well, I could do that, but I don't like when motherfuckers think they can't hear me. Like, as if I'm not worth being heard. You know how many people in life project anger, insecurity, and unworthiness to others simply because they're not able to be acknowledged by the people they're around, and that could be family, that could be friends, that could be whatever. There are people in this world that are simply projecting low vibrations simply because they are not being acknowledged by someone in life. So the best way to get acknowledgement, just like how a baby does, it either projects anger, fear, or unworthiness. So here's the thing that I've learned. I'm gonna finish the story first. Let me finish the story. So after I had told the spirit, like, you gotta find a better way to utilize this anger. I had then told him, if you have anger, why don't you do the things that let anger go, that isn't destructive to everyone else? And I'm not going to tell you what I told the spirit to do, but if you're listening right now and you want to find a ways to let go of anger, let go of stress, let go of depression, you have to keep your body busy. And that doesn't mean like working out every day, going to hoop every day, reading every day, and all of that stuff. That means putting yourself in a state where your body isn't accustomed to the same practices that keeps it in a low vibration. So this is why what you say can lead to what you do. So if you say, I'm gonna try to do this, I'm gonna try to do that, your body is like, I don't even want to try that shit, because you're not even willing to really do it by simply saying it like that. But if you tell yourself, I'm gonna train myself to be able to do this, I get to get up and do this, I have the power to do this, that, and third, that makes your body feel like, damn, we got power, we got a sense of action, we have a sense of fulfillment that we need to do. And that's the biggest thing that I don't think a lot of people recognize, because being looped in the same situation is a real thing. If you're here, please like the video. Being looped in the same situation is a real thing. And the only way you can get out of this loop is if you recognize the recycling actions, the recycling moments. So what is that representation of a loop? If you're here right now, I want you to text, what is a loop? What is a representation of a loop? I want some type of engagement. If you're here right now, what is a representation of a loop? What have you went through? And if nobody says nothing in the next 2 minutes, then I would just come up with one. This movie is so good. A representation of a loop is when the same thing happens over and over again. So say for instance, you're going to work and you make that same route every single day, and you take the same route back every single day. That is a loop. You are looping yourself in the same cadence, the same actions every day. And when you are stuck in a loop, you tend to recognize that you're easily programmed to stay into that loop because it gets comfortable. The moment humans become comfortable is when we tend to loop ourselves in our timeline. So for instance, every loop isn't a negative loop. You can have a loop where you're making money every week. That's a positive loop. You can have a loop where you get injured every 3 months. That's a negative loop. You can have a loop where you're getting consistent sales in your business. That's a positive loop. You can have a negative loop where excuse me, every time you use the bathroom, the toilet gets clogged up. These are representations of loops. And I want you to know that loops only stop when three things happen. You become aware of the loop. You start to see the cadence of why the loop is happening. And then three, you understand the lesson of what the loop is. Understanding why the loop is happening is, what is it doing for you? What is this loop providing for you? The third is, why is it happening? Is, what is it teaching you? What something is doing for you is a representation of, like, you put gas in your car so you can drive your car. But if you only put gas in your car and you don't understand that you have to check your entire car, like put oil in the car, check your tires, you're gonna go through a lesson of recognizing that it's more than just putting gas in your car. You gotta check your tires, you gotta check your oils, you gotta clean your car, you gotta go to the car wash and stuff like that. These things are important. These loops are the same things with your words. If you constantly say, I'm trying to do this, I'm trying to do that, you're trying too fucking hard. Just be. Don't try to be great. Be great. Train yourself to be great. And then guess what? We are all in the same universe where we can be whoever we want to be by consistently training ourselves to be that. You don't, like, I didn't try to come up here and go live. I've trained myself to understand what it's like to sit and talk in front of a camera. This came from training. You are seeing what training looks like. I'm not trying to speak. I am training myself to become a better speaker as I'm speaking. This is why it's important to, when you're speaking to other people, understand that whatever word you say, you're projecting a certain frequency. And the frequency you project to them, later on down the line, it'll be presented back to you. Now, here's where the cutoff is. Everyone is not going to reciprocate the same energy that is you. This is where the test in life comes in. You see, life, for every blessing that you receive, there's going to be a test for that blessing. And for each blessing, this test will represent if you are able to actually receive the blessing or you're just not ready for it. And then that blessing will be given to someone else until you're able to match the frequency. Everything is on energy and frequency and vibrations. And if that's too hard to conceptualize, everything is on thoughts, how you manage your emotions, and what you speak. Let me say that one more time. If you don't understand energy, frequency, and vibration, understand this. Your thoughts create your reality. Your words speak your reality into existence. And how you handle your emotions is how you handle reality. Each step of your journey, whether it's a high or low, is a representation of how it could be helpful for you. So now I'm finna get in motion because I don't want to sit here and just talk. I want to drive and get my ass home. Because if I sit here and talk, we're going to be here all fucking day. So if at least I'm on a motion, I'm on the way to get home, we'll be straight. Let's manifest that my phone don't overheat for real, because we are going the opposite way to the cribbo. We should be straight. I hope y'all get it, for those who's watching this, because it's very important to recognize that in your journey, like, one, yes, it's not going to be easy, but if it is, embrace how easy it is, and don't get upset at somebody else deciding to do it in their way. That's the problem with a lot of people in this world. I'm gonna put you down here. I'm gonna just hold you in my hand. Fuck it. That's the problem with a lot of people in this world. People have so many opinions on someone else's life, but they're not embracing the fact that their life is for them to live. Are you going to support them or give them something to think about in their journey, which is ultimately supporting them? You can either encourage someone or belittle someone. Encouraging is pushing them above the bar of where they at. Belittling is in the word. You're making them be little than where they are. And if you're doing that to someone else, understand that it's going to happen back to you. And how you respond to how you used to do other people will be a representation of what's going to continue happening in your life. And, you know, regardless of how people want to be towards you, whether they hate you or like you or love you or dislike you, whatever, you got to appreciate them for what they at. Because any reaction is better than no reaction. If you was to get 10 no's but 3 yeses, each one of them no and each one of them yes, you can learn something from. Each single one you can learn something from, and you could build your level of understanding in it. I did not know it was a buffet place called Gohan right here. That's very interesting. That's very interesting. I've been waiting to talk about this for a while. So, I went to a middle school called the Beasley Academic Center. And in this Beasley Academic Center, I was that kid that was, what I can say, energetic, simply put it. I was energetic, and as an energetic child, when you grow up not knowing how to use your energetic energy outside of, sports and all this other shit, it makes it difficult for you to direct your energy towards just one thing. So there's a lot of people in this world that I know that can do so many things, but they can't do it all at once. Which is why we live in a society where literally if you focus on one thing and go hard on it, you have a greater possibility of that one thing leading into success in everything else. So for me in my life, I could say speaking, talking, words, speaking, talking, giving these motivational words of encouragement, motivational words of greatness takes repetition, takes practice. It doesn't happen overnight. Kyrie Irving didn't wake up and it was just like, bro, I'm gonna be a hooper, fuck it. Derrick Rose didn't just wake up and say, I'm gonna be the fastest nigga on the court ever. Like he didn't do that. He trained to get there. And when he got there, he kept going. Most people, when they get somewhere, they're satisfied with where they at. Hell no. That's equivalent to where if you're doing a puzzle, if you're doing a puzzle that has like 60 pieces and you get 10 in a row and you like, all right, I'm gonna do the rest tomorrow. I'm the type to do at least goddamn 50. Get at least 50 of it done. So tomorrow we can knock out that last 10 and then do another one. You see, where we set the bar for our achievements is equivalent to where the bar is set for the words that we use. So if you want to go for the bare minimum, as far as goals, there's a possibility you may have a bare minimum as far as achievements that you have obtained internally when it comes to your ability to speak life into other people. And you can let me know if I'm wrong. I love opposing ideas because that's the balance. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to balance yourself out. You got to be able to balance yourself out. And it's funny, I brung up the Beasley B to really get you to understand that your origin, what you did in the past, literally inflicts into the future. I'm 23 right now. Woo! I'm 23 right now. 5-6 years ago, I was the kid that was always giving. I was the one giving to everyone I knew around me, but rarely ever received. It was like it was my time of giving or something like that. That's what it feels like as I'm speaking about it now. It's like that was the age giving. You know what I'm saying? I was giving people a reason to want to become better football players. I was giving people a reason to work out a little bit more. I was giving people a reason to trust me as far as becoming a better player, because I was playing football at the time. But then when it got to a point where I experienced something that changed my whole trajectory with life, it started to build a different it started to build an elevated state of mind. And this elevated state of mind has built an everlasting form of evolution, balance, and harmony. You see, the more you speak life into other people, the more you start recognize how much of life people don't really speak into you. When you start doing things for others, you start to realize, like, damn, nobody really doing this shit for me. Nobody really matching me with the same energy. But gratefully so, if you have people you value in your life, they're going to reciprocate that same energy. They're going to. Because they're a reflection of you, especially if they spent a lot of time with you in your building stages. The phrase, nothing new is under the sun, is a real thing. I want y'all to think about this. I'll put you up here since the sun is behind me. I want you to think about this. God created angels and demons, or God created angels, and then these angels decided to war against God, and now these gods were sent below. Fallen angels, which are now demons. You ever think about if they've fallen onto Earth and humans are on Earth? That means we have angels and demons inside of us. That's one. Let's go even deeper. In every religious system, there is a deity or a deified figure. In some religions, there are multiple, which is called a mythology or a pantheon. Did y'all ever notice that? Did y'all ever notice that because there is a pantheon in other religions, and these pantheon of beings were inherently fallen angels as well? What do y'all think humans are then? Because we can say they're creations of God, but then aren't angels creations of God? True, right? So then let's slow it down. We don't see angels every day, but we talk about people being on demon time. So we have angels and demons living inside of us. One side speaking encouragement into our souls, into our bodies, and one side speaking destruction. Now, there's a lot of people in this world who don't like or who don't know how to shut their mind up. So what they do is they simply they make their brain numb or their body numb, one or the other. I think it's body for sure. They make their body numb by taking all of these drugs, but don't recognize these drugs influence the amount of control these other beings have on you. So let's take it even deeper. The term ancestors represents a family before you, a lineage of a bloodline. That's what ancestors are, a lineage of a bloodline. And if they're a lineage of a bloodline, doesn't that mean ancestors are inherently living in our blood? It's something to think about. And if there are ancestors living in our blood, it also means that there are angelic ancestors and demonic ancestors. Angelic ancestors are rooting for you to be greater every day, rooting for you to be the better man or woman, rooting for you to make money and get back into the right spaces and places. That right there is the angelic ancestor. A demonic ancestor is the same thing as a demon. Meaning they don't do nothing but talk down on you. They make you feel like you're not good enough. And here's where shit gets weird. Both the positive and negative ancestors can influence someone in the physical reality to feed you what's the word I'm looking for? I need some water. Let me simplify this, because this is already somebody trying to fuck with my eyes and making me tired and shit. Let me make this simple. The team that's inside of you, whether you believe it or not, are your positive ancestors. You can say these are your angels. You can say this is God, whatever. But these positive ancestors simply want you to be greater than who they were. It doesn't matter who they were, but they want you to be greater than who they were. These negative ancestors want you to stay where they at. So let me put it in a more simpler idea. Angelic ancestors are entrepreneurs. Demonic ancestors are employees. And that may be a bit of a harsh statement, simply because, you know, an employee can be a demon. Like, what you mean? You got to slow it down. Demons demonstrate or distract you. They demand your attention. If you are a worker at a job and you want to talk to your boss, the body is the boss. Ancestors working a job in the body. If you're a boss working at a job, you're going to demand your manager's attention if you need to talk to your manager. It's that simple. You're going to demand your manager's attention. And as you demand your manager's attention, you're going to then simply demand whatever you want once you get their attention. It's kind of that simple. There's a difference between I try and I train. I train means you're gaining something. You're gaining a sense of self. You're gaining a sense of values. You're gaining a sense of morals. You're gaining a sense of love. Try represents lie. Every time you say I'm trying, you're lying to yourself. How am I lying to myself if I say I'm trying? Meaning, it's either you're gonna do it or not. It's either you're gonna do it or not. If you don't do it, you just didn't try. If you tried and you went in it long enough, you just doing it for the moment. That means you didn't want it in the first. This is why right now I'm not trying to be a speaker. I'm not trying to do this and the third. I'm training myself to get better at speaking. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm training myself to have more wealth. I'm training myself to. It's the fact that I'm recording this and I'm like dealing with these energies trying to throw me off right now. But it's okay. It's okay. Just like how there's energy just trying to make me sleepy, there's also energy clapping to wake me up. So it's like, imagine a kid that's being sung a kid song, but every time it falls asleep, what's the name? The dad wakes him up like. Every time we go to sleep, it's like the energy wakes me up, like wakes me up, it lifts me up. So I try is not trying. I try is a limited belief system. You trying is limiting yourself. Train yourself to get that shit done. Don't try it. Now, if we're talking about food, duh, try it out. You can't really train with food. Well, it depends. Why, as soon as I said depends, I visualized Kung Fu Panda kicking 2 fucking meals at the same time. Oh, man. So understand this, y'all. In each step of the journey, you gotta embrace the fact that your voice matters. Your voice matters. That's one thing that you can take from this video is that your voice matters. Your voice is just as important as the weather. Your voice is just as important as the weather. Clicks and anything. No. I think we're good. George Court said, "Where are you from?" I am from Chicago. So if y'all watching this, shout out to Chicago. Woo! God damn. Oh. Peace and love, y'all. Have a beautiful one.